If you have been following my journeys for any length of time, you may have noticed my struggle to find the perfect system for cooking food in camp. I think if you see a few things that I have learned over the past few years, it might help you make a better choice too, so stick around. I have tried quite a few cooking systems over the years, and lately I have doubled down in an attempt to eat healthier. I am trying to avoid the quick food and expensive boil in a bag crap that you find in all the outdoor stores. This journey has led me down the path looking at a variety of wood burning grills to be sustainable in the woods. Don't you love that word, sustainable? I think it's ridiculous most of the time, but in this case, being sustainable means not having to go back and forth to the store to get fuel. I don't like depending on bottled fuel like burning propane or butane. It's not always the best solution, especially when you're far away from the larger towns. My adventure experiment in 2020 was spent using the Firebox, and I made a detailed video about why I no longer carry that with me on my trips. Mostly it had to do with fire management and my inability to regulate heat. Making this video stirred up a shitstorm, of course, that continues to this day. Lots of the fanboys attacking me for not doing it their way. It was at this point I was ready to try something different, as I knew most of the specifications I was looking for in a camping cooking system. I picked up a cheap tube grill that I had for a few years for another look. Surprisingly, with only a few hiccups, this grill worked really well compared to the Firebox. The biggest discovery I made was the ease of controlling the heat. Pushing burning wood and coals under the grill produced high heat. Moving them away lowered the heat. Pretty simple, right? A nice bed of hot coals with little to no flame cooked meat very well. I was hooked. So I brought it with me on my 6-month low-budget adventure. It worked really well until I discovered the grill's Achilles heel. Losing these tiny rods and the small legs, it happened at least twice, and no doubt it was due to the small size and large number of these little grill pieces. So back to the drawing board and more research. Amazon, here I come. The first thing that stood out to me was a simple hanging grill, a platform that rotated around a post that was inserted into the ground near a campfire. I have seen this design before in a much larger package, but nothing that looked small enough to pack on a bike. Then I found the Zalderan Grill. Small and compact, small enough to fit on your motorcycle. Stainless steel, dead simple and fast assembly. Plug the center rod into the ground next to your fire. I know what you're thinking, but Don, that is so simple. Only 3 pieces? Less than a minute to set up? How can it be any good? What's so special about it? Several things. You can have a real campfire. You can have real temperature control for your cooking. You can slow cook meat with a few coals, or you can cook many pots filled with many goodies. You can enjoy the fire and manage the fire while you cook. You can have a small fire or a big fire. You are not feeding tiny sticks into a tiny hole. You can relax and enjoy the zen of fire and cooking. How's that? Well, those are just a few big deals to me right off the top of my head. They may not be that big of a deal to you, but they are big to me. The design is so simple, yet so powerful. Being able to swivel your food out of the fire is big. Being able to raise and lower your food is huge. This solves all of my issues, and even a few issues I did not know that I even had before. This gives me back my enjoyment of fire and cooking. So strange that it was right under my nose and I did not see it. I guess sometimes the best solutions are the easiest. That buttery broccoli and cheese was perfect. The steak was overcooked because I was doing other things and not paying attention to the steak. Imagine that, being able to ignore the fire for 10 minutes. Okay, so the steak was well done. Next time I will get a thicker steak and only leave it on for 5 minutes. The next day, cleanup was a breeze. Just wipe it down and put it in the bag. No souped or lost pieces. Throw it in the bag and throw the bag in the side case. I won't even know that it is there. You can show up to my camp now and we can use my grill at the same time. Or you can get your own. Link below. I'm excited to be cooking once again and eating meat on the road.